exercise their power for as long as they can get away with it. That is why it is so important for us to stand here today. To engage in boycott and divestment and sanctions, to broaden our movement and to fight for a free Palestine. The lessons must be learned. End imperialist interests in the Middle East. Let the Middle East be. So for that, I will say, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Everybody again, round of applause for Benji. Habibullah's going to do a few chants. Everybody, round of applause for Habibullah.
From the river to the sea. 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 No peace, no justice. No peace, no justice. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. Rishi Sunak, you can't hide. Rishi Sunak, you can't hide. Rishi Sunak, you can't hide. Joe Biden, you can't hide. Joe Biden, you can't hide.
Stop the genocide. Free Palestine. Stop the genocide. Repeat after me. We declare the right of all Palestinian people.
Yeah, that's French one. It's quite.
Next, you've got Yahya from Leeds City College. Everybody, round of applause for Yahya.
You're not swearing today then?
Follow Benji's speech. Very great speech. I've got a couple of points I want to talk about. So at Leeds City College, we managed to get our first Palestine Society.
I haven't until he started doing guns.
And
that's what upset me.
Within a month, we managed to get 200 members, which is more than some of the Palestine societies and universities. So massive engagement from the students. We're going to continue to grow that society, and with that, we're going to try and make more action in college.
So I went to
the student union, which I'm a part of.
Last year, I did. I
suppose another thing important to mention is why Leeds City College is so important to bring into the movement. The number of students at Leeds City College in any individual campus does not go higher than like 3,000 students. But together, we are the largest further education institution in West Yorkshire. We have the same amount of students as any of the unis, if not more than some of the universities. So it's really important that we bring Leeds City College into this. And that takes me on to February the 7th, which is going to be the big day of action. I'm not sure if you guys are busy and stuff on a Wednesday, it makes sense. But if you can come and meet a lot, and we're starting it actually at Leeds City College Corridor campus. or you can meet at 1 o'clock at Parkinson Steps. If you come to Leeds City College, Corey Hill will be there from 12:30. You can engage with students. Hopefully come, if you can bring anything, flags, anything, you're more than welcome to.
What is this queue? What is this?
And I suppose it's something really important that we're trying to break on that day. That will be our first event, Palestine related on campus at Leeds City College in its history. It's going to be a big event. And also another thing is that we don't have the culture of speaking out like in universities. At college, when something goes wrong, we just sort of let it be. But we're going to change that. We're going to say no to the staff members are not allowing us to bring Palestinian flags on.
Thailand or somewhere where it's all, you know,
so ever since, I believe it was the 29th of November, we wanted to, it's the International Solidarity with the Palestinians Day, we wanted to have a small event. We're not going to talk about the war, it's going to be similar to the one that they put up for Ukraine, except again, not talking about the war, just celebrating the Palestinian people. We got told we couldn't do that, we couldn't have an event simply acknowledging the Palestinian people's struggles.
And is it on that bit? Is it
so this first event has to be big. We're going to be on campus, right off campus, but everyone can see us. There's no doubt all the staff that told us no are going to see this march. Hopefully they're going to see all the flags waving. If we can get as much flags into that college, all the students, banners, pins, whatever, we'll have that school flood, that college flooded with their flags. They can't tell us to take them down. The Israeli flag has been kept up for some reason. We've allowed the Israeli flag. Not the Palestinian flag.
In America, they're massive.
And they claim that they're neutral.
I think the pop star said she loved it.
Yeah, many in leadership are. That's what we're planning on changing. If there is anyone that knows anything that they can bring, flags, pins, anything like that, please come find me. Even if it's just to borrow them for the day and we can go and bring them back to you. Obviously, it'll be a massive process. If you can come, please do. It's from 12:30 all the way for a couple of hours, and then there's a 5:30 evening vigil. So yeah, if you guys can do anything on that day, we've got plenty of events. Please engage. I think that's everything.
It'd be better just going to win a show. It's like last week there was
everybody round the applause for
there to be a few more. The one that brought
the students are collaborating, making a joint effort to bring.
You're doing too many. Yeah. I mean, when there's only a couple, no one notices.
Truth to power, that's it. Bring the talking truth to power. Next we've got a young man on the left. He's going to do a few chants. Everybody round of applause, please.
From Playhouse. Yeah, I'll go film it. There's not as many. Yeah, there's usually a few. But I think there's less because I've got feelings. I don't think a lot of them were junior because I think they've been naughty. Right, they went into the library and they haven't done that since. They probably said do that again by buying your cars. Because I've noticed the people don't. I think they're from other units like what we do to delete Matt. I'm not, if you go down to see because there's very few I think go. And I think, no, they've all had the marching orders if they go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I suppose they're now back at the holidays, but it's all over the stop. And with that, look, I've never worked it out. Christmas holidays.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
The people united.
Will never be defeated.
The people united.
Will never be defeated.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Applause, everybody.
I always say, they make these.
Next we've got Jawad from Leeds Pro-Palestinian University. He's a history student. He smashes it every time he comes
I
here.
just stick it
Jawad,
down
go for
to
it.
40 minutes max. And then have an end date because people leave and it just seems pointless. You end up talking to yourself.
I have one. Before I start, I just want to quickly say, if you haven't already seen, just over there is Drake in Solidarity. They're a bunch of amazing people who have been making Palestine-related merchandise, hoodies, clothing you can go ahead and get. They've raised thousands upon thousands of pounds for Gaza and are going all to the aid relief. They're a 100% donation policy, so I urge you all to go over there if you can and buy some of their stuff.
And there was
Every
one
single
bloke
bit of
doing a
money is
speech
going
club.
to
There might have
Gaza.
been 5 or 6.
Now with that announcement, I'm
it was
going
like,
to clear what I want to say.
hello.
I'm a student at Leeds Beckett University and I'm with the Beckett Palestine Society. Recently, I have found out, just
People are
after
just
the Christmas
walking around
holidays,
all the time, just
that there
walking
are
around.
immense
Yeah, that's why I
restrictions put
thought
on us by the university.
They were sensible. They finished
That doesn't let us
it
do
at 2
as much
o'clock,
action as we
and
want to
people
do.
stay.
Now, 2 days ago,
Or 1
I put
or
up posters
2:30.
for the 7th that Benji Yahya had mentioned to urge students to come to the day of action, to come to Parkson Steps and protest against BAE Systems
bet they do this
being
for
a
another
part
hour.
of the funding that the university gives and cancelling the
Not
very
5 or
partnership
6
that
speakers,
the University of
5
Leeds has.
yeah.
And I put them in areas where students were
That
allowed to
doesn't
put their
just makes it
posters.
more interesting when you walk around.
The next day I walk in, every single
Oh, they're doing
poster I
the
had
fair.
put up was gone. And I'm not even kidding. Only the Palestinian posters were gone. None of the other posters on those areas were gone. Even our previous posters for advertising the society was gone as well. And when I went to the union, the organization told me, this person said, we can't help you. But these were student areas designated for me to be allowed to put up my posters there. What the heck does he sound like?
Before you go home, nip in Merrin Centre if you want some cool pictures,
the thing
because
is,
they're all queuing for this new Chinese shop,
in our
and it's
university.
hysterical to see.
Like
They're queuing for a couple
last
of
semester,
hours.
every week we walked out.
It's so. I went yesterday. It's called me. It's nothing to
We
do
walked
with me.
out against our university. Because
It's in
why
where they say
the fact
Morrison's
that the
and
education year has ended
the queue for
in
like a
Gaza
couple of
early,
hours to go
because
into
every
this
student
dessert
died.
place. And it's all the Chinese
even after
girls
that, even
from
after
Leeds
all
town.
the
So
universities have been destroyed in Gaza,
It's like
University of
very
Leeds still decided with their unbelievable discriminatory minds to get partnerships
so it's
with
worth
real
going in for a
universities
few pictures.
while students in
Some of
Gaza
the
are
photographers, I
dying,
think, are
begging for
going.
their lives, calling for this
It's just funny to
ounce
see.
of humanity and compassion.
Do you have them
The
straight
government
into
itself
there?
can't even do that now. As we see,
yeah.
Mrs. Sunak,
They're extra- I've got them, they're damned expensive, aren't they?
Labour and the
Ridiculous.
Tory leadership just
They can't, you know,
scrambling
every
to make
piece
it all.
for-
We don't want a ceasefire, we want two-state
They're like
solution.
20
The two-state
quid, aren't
solution
they?
died.
They are, yeah.
Yeah,
Many,
I
many
mean,
years
they
ago,
only cost
and
probably a
Israel
penny to
killed
make
it.
it.
But they
Irritating.
assassinated the
Yeah.
one president who wanted to actually initiate a solution.
I can transfer them wirelessly, but it takes a lot more battery
They
to do that.
themselves killed it. And who thought of the
Yeah.
assassination
What, do you
attempt
upload
on
now,
upon
or
the
do you do it?
destroyer Oslo Accords?
See, I do it when I get
Benjamin
home.
Netanyahu, who himself has said he is proud that he never allowed a Palestinian state. As I look here now, I see so many people, diverse
It's nice
backgrounds.
when they change it a
It was
bit,
nice
the route.
when I was
That's the
watching
trouble.
the
Sometimes it's
rescue.
the same route
It
and
went
it's
on
like,
for
ooh.
ages. I had to
It'd be good for
run
them to
back
go
and
around
forth
that
just to
way
get
for
to the
once.
front.
They did
have so
when
many
they
people
started
coming
up
out
there.
each
You
week.
know,
Yes,
It'd be good for
our
them coming down
numbers are
Berlin
shortened, but we're still going. We're still
punk shoots in the
continuing.
background.
And we're coming out
they
week
used
after
to.
week.
When did they do that?
Fundraisers.
When they did it from Leeds Union and then they started up there. But I think the thing was, they were spending half an hour, no one could see them, because if you're walking from Leeds Union, there's no one there. So I think, but then again, I don't know if it's, because I've asked the guy who organised it, is it you who decides to the police, and they said it's a mix of both.
To organize and help Palestine. Spain has
But yeah,
said
it does
that
make
we
it a
give
bit-
funding. Not only that, they're
Last week,
tripling that
I mean,
funding.
when it was up there, the trouble was, it's in the shade and it's so cold.
Now, what I want
That was, but it's warming up now.
All of this? Why is it I'm mentioning so many statistics and different facts?
Yeah, it's
It's
just,
to tell you that we are doing everything we can and it's working.
I usually film this for another 10
You
minutes
can
or
never
so.
forget
and
Yemen.
it's,
Yemen, despite
I
all
think a
odds,
lot, most of them
fighting
leave now, you
for,
see,
and
that's the
still
trouble.
stands proud and said, we're not going to stop, you don't scare us,
Oh, dear.
we'll keep continuing. Before America bombed them, when America said we're going to have an action against your coalition, you will know what Yemen's response was.
I'll probably see you
They made
next
a music
week.
video.
You'll see me
I
each
don't think I'll be
week.
here.
They're not scared in the slightest against
it's a
anyone that comes their
repeat
way.
itself.
They are the bravest people
I think
in
when
that
it's
region.
summer,
Like the
that
cowardly
might be the
leaders
best
of the
one.
Middle East, the cowardly
Usually when there's something significant that's happened.
Nothing happens.
when something significant happens in Gaza, then more will come out.
No, I think a lot went to London today. There's not. Last week had a lot more, and it was colder. But I don't know. See, the trouble is, the other week they had one in Bartley, which was daft. Even the guy who organised it. So when you're only 10 minutes away, what's the point? You might as well just do one in Leeds and stick to it. But there'll probably be one in every town. It thins it out. And when Leeds is so easy to get to, you're better off just one. But you normally find, it's like I was saying to the police, once you start marching, obviously, it suddenly seems, it's like, well, I bet if you look before we set up, I bet there's less people. I don't know where everyone comes from. Anyway, there's one, I think there's a student one, that's not bad if you get a chance. Because some of them no one turns up from, but the student one tends to attract a few, so, and I think they're coming through town. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Sorry.
We want justice for the old, and we want a liberation for the new. For an end to the occupation. End the occupation. Bring on liberation. Free, free! Free, free! Free, free!
Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Mississippi, can you hear me? From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
That wicked witch from the west, can you hear me, Mrs. Braverman? From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Every single Palestinian driven from their home from 1948. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Every single Gazan suffering now from every single person, Palestinian in the West Bank, who's been driven out of their homes. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Louder as loud as you can. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Bless you, thank you. Sister Nabila, are you here? If not, I'm going to pass the mic over to, there you are. Round of applause for Nabila, she's got a point to say.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hi, hello. Right, just a little reminder of what is going on. Israel has silenced their voices, but they have only made us louder. They have only made us louder. They have built a 30-foot-high apartheid wall, but only made us stand tall. They murder the press, drag their names through the mud, but we still hear their stories because they write them in blood. They murder the babies who were never even kissed, but the test of this loss strengthens their determination to exist. The Palestinians have an unbelievable, unwavering faith on another level of belief. With no doubts, they praise and thank Allah in their deepest, darkest grief. The Zionists continue to murder the medics, so the injured have no help to heal. They show the world their cruel, cold-blooded brutality is sickening and unreal. Now Human Rights Watch, Doctors Without Borders, Amnesty International have proof all recorded of crimes against humanity of the evilest degree, all because the Palestinian people want to be free. They have systematically bombed hospitals and schools, disregarded international But these kings, prime ministers and presidents have shown they've got no balls. They talk the talk, shake their heads and say there's nothing they can do. But how deadly is their silence and their disregard for what is true? They can't shed a tear when tear gas bombs fall from the sky. White phosphorus burns children as Israel cuts off their medical supply. The leaders of the world just watch and all their cries ignore. They may not be sending military help, but it's their silence that hurts us more. They have forced them to live in poverty, while settlers take their beautiful homes, changing the names of their towns and cities and roads, creating Jewish-only zones, stolen their orange, date and olive trees, their hummus, their food and their honeybees. They have taken their human rights away. But we see what they do, and we know how to pray, and we know how to protest, and we know how to boycott, and we know how to demonstrate, and we're not going to stop, we're just going to escalate, because we know what we permit, we promote, so crooked politicians won't get our vote. Those who don't ask for a ceasefire, how crazy is that? Turn away while children starve while it's getting bad. Watch why Israel denied, oppressed, silenced, suppressed, tortured, imprisoned. They have stolen and lied, then in self-pity cried. Feel sorry for us, we have to defend. But you've no need to defend if your bloody, racist, murdering occupation came to an end. They've proven they're trigger-happy and crazy. Soldiers or settlers, they're fine killing babies. Children throwing stones who try to resist, they're calling them terrorists. Then they put these kids for years in prison. Isn't that terrorism? Those bastards who allow babies to suffocate in cots. Beautiful little girls killed by sniper gunshots. Little boys bleeding out who just went out to get water. A pregnant woman protecting her tummy as she's slaughtered. We see you, Palestine. We hear you, Palestine. We stand beside you, Palestine. And we promise one day you will see justice for their crimes.
We should condemn Israel. 75 years of genocide. Have a good day. Have a good day.
No, you don't have a good day.
Free
Palestine! Palestine!
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free!
from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free!
Safe journey. Okay. Next we've got Sister Aya. She's from the university. Again, a big emphasis on the universities and the academics. We've got a lot to say. I've read a brief satellite transcription of what she's got to say. It's really good, it's really powerful. Please take heed to her words. Go for it. Everybody, round of applause.
Free! Free! Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine! Free! Free! Palestine!
My name is Aya. I'm a student at the Uni of Leeds. I study politics, and our chaplain has run away for the IDF, which, as you all know, is currently committing a genocide. We've been fighting non-stop to have him removed and for our uni to cut ties with the outrageous Zionist organisation that employs him. We've received pathetic responses and callous inhumanity in response. I want to begin by emphasising that I've made this speech twice since October, and I keep having to rewrite it and rewrite the number of Palestinians killed because it keeps increasing day by day. This is the 118th day of Palestinians being bombed to smithereens and starved to death. I keep having to restructure my sentences to write about a new calibre of war crime the Israeli government has invented, because every day they reach new levels of inhumanity that I could not imagine the day before. So to begin, when the children of Palestine have been asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you dream of? Here is what they say. I dream of eating shawarma. I dream of eating sugar. I wish my father became the way he was before. I dream of seeing my mother and eating bread. I just want to play. I dream of my brother coming back to life. I dream to study in university and give sweets to people at graduation. I dream of my father returning. I want to become a pilot and travel and free Jerusalem. I want all the people of Gaza to live in peace and for Jerusalem to be free. One boy said, "But in Palestine, we don't grow up. We could be shot at any second. We could be shot while walking. That's our life in Palestine." Another boy said, "I want to go to my grandfather's old house, to reach there and see it. We have never reached there." The interviewer asks, "What else?" The boy replies, "Is there a dream bigger than going back home?" "That's it. I want to go back home." This was a few years ago now. Some of those children interviewed were from Gaza. We have no idea if they are alive or dead. Over 13,000 of these children, even babies and fetuses cut out of their dead mothers in the last 4 months alone, have been murdered by Israeli bombs. But we're at a stage where the deaths are not a shock anymore. We're desensitized to another 100 or so killed in the news, because that is how the West treats them, like their numbers, collateral damage, not really worthy of their faces in the tabloids. Who will care about some Arab kid's life over a white? Coverage is starting to decrease, as if the lives of Palestinians were just a trend they had to upkeep. But as we go deeper into this horror, don't you dare let their deaths become normalized. Don't ever become unfeeling towards their ruthless killing. Do not ever let them become numbers. Each number you see on the news was a life just like yours, with random thoughts and worries, full of soul and laughter and tears and plans for the future. Dreams, whether it was to be a journalist or a doctor or a teacher, or to just eat bread and to go home. Today we're all going to eat some dinner at home, or maybe eat out somewhere, and sleep in a bed in a room with heating, in a house with 4 walls and a roof. It's not even something we think about or doubt. In the holidays, some of us go back home to see our family and friends. For Palestinians, the dream of going home has become the sweetest of joys imaginable, because for 75 years, going home has been a torturous nightmare, forever out of reach. 75 years of the world telling them their suffering is not real, while they are bombed to pieces, robbed of their homes, raped, tortured, their children in prison, while they watch their families die with rubble in their mouths so deep they cannot call out a goodbye. Can you imagine how it feels to know the world has abandoned you? To have white men in suits you've never met before decide that you are a human life? For the world to call it complicated when one side has tanks and bombs, West certified, and the other has kids who shake to the bone as they throw some stones. To have your entire family killed in Israeli airstrikes, only to go on TV and be ignored and interrupted by a blank-faced news anchor who suddenly doesn't have any time. To have been forced from your home in Palestine to the UK, a petrified child, only to be stabbed 26 times after a man saw the twisted news stories and decided all Muslims must die. Can you imagine for a second what they feel witnessing their brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers drowning underneath the rubble of their own homes before their eyes? While the West and their fellow Arabs take a paycheck and in return pretend to be blind. At first it was, we take every measure to protect civilian life. Now it's, how famine and bombing is probably justified. They have laid their evil bare for the entire world to see. What do you call it when it's occupier versus the occupied? What do you call it when a military bankrolled in the billions brings the equivalent of 3 nuclear bombs on 2 million people living on a tiny strip of land who they have trapped inside? What do you call it when Israel robs Palestinians of water, food, aid, fuel, electricity for 4 months whilst living in a man-made cage? What do you call it when every single hospital in Gaza has been bombed and a few are barely breathing? When 66,000 people have injuries and diabetes and cancer and nothing and no one to help? What do you call it when hundreds of generations of people are wiped out from the Palestinian registry, a family, culture and history erased from time? What do you call it when a man in a nice suit can brazenly say there is no such thing as the Palestinian people? What do you call it when Netanyahu says this is a war between the children of light and the children of darkness? What do you call it when Israel cuts off the people of Gaza from all communication and light and indiscriminately bombs a dying, wounded, starved population that is stumbling blind? What do you call it when Israel has put 2 million Palestinians at risk of famine, forcing them to eat leaves, bird food and animal food to survive? If I wanted to sell my soul, I'd call it self-defense. But I want to keep it, so I'll call it what it is. a genocide.
That's Leeds College. So some of the students are intending to walk out and nobody.
It is staring at us in the face. It is undeniable. Palestinians are quite literally screaming at us, begging us for the bombs to stop. In the words of Bradley, an Irish lawyer who represented South Africa at the ICJ, the international community continues to fail the Palestinian people, despite the overt, dehumanizing, genocidal rhetoric by Israeli governmental and military officials, matched by the Israeli army's actions on the ground. Despite the horror of the genocide against the Palestinian people, being live streamed from Gaza to our mobile phones, computers and television screens. The first genocide in history where its victims are broadcasting their own destruction in real time in the desperate, so far vague hope that the world might do something. I open my phone and I watch a baby in Gaza with their skull hanging open, or a Palestinian woman having her body cut open on a random table with no painkillers, or a small boy getting his legs amputated with nothing but a prayer to ease his pain, or a 9-year-old child becoming a reporter so she can beg the world to see her people as human.